Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Mythlook with your host Nitin Nair. In our previous episode we started exploring Norse mythology and I figured let's delve into one more really popular character who has captured our imagination in recent times. This is none other than the very misunderstood and misrepresented character Loki. In Norse mythology, the god known as Loki is regarded as a prankster who enjoys playing pranks on his enemies and fellow gods. He is the brother of the god Odin, unlike what he's been depicted as the son in various Marvel comics, movies and television series, and is often the one who digs the other gods out of their deepest holes. His name has negative connotations due to his actions and deceitful nature, such as his involvement in the death of the god Baldr, causing the ragnarok or Doomsday. Despite having no cult attached to him, he is regarded as one of the most prominent gods in Norse mythology. He is also one of the three gods who headlines multiple myths alongside Odin and Thor. He is also regarded as the enemy of the gods as he entered their banquet uninvited and demanded their drink. Loki was bound to a rock by the entrails of one or more of his sons, according to some sources, as punishment, and thus in many ways resembling the Greek figures Prometheus and Tantalus. Also, like Prometheus, Loki is considered a god of fire. Loki may be depicted on the Snapton stone, the Kirkby-Stephen stone, and the Gosforth's cross. Scholars have debated Loki's origins and role in Norse mythology, which some have described to be that of a trickster god. Loki's physical appearance is debated, as he is sometimes depicted as a giant and other times as a god. This is the result of his mixed parenthood, leaving scholars to rely heavily on his shape-shifting skills as an explanation for his changing physical appearance. Loki was a child of Farbauti, who was a Jotun or a giant, and Lofe, though she was referred to as Nal in most accounts. His brothers were Ballister and Helblindi. Sigyn married Loki and later had a son named Narfi. He also had a relationship with the giantess Angerboda, who gave birth to multiple children. Some of these include Jormungandr, who was a sea serpent of Midgard, and the arch-nemesis of Thor, a massive wolf known as Fenrir, whom we discussed last time, and the goddess Hel. In another instance, he gave birth to an 8-legged horse, after where he was impregnated by a stallion named Svadilfari while in the form of a mare. The offspring was named Sleipnir, which became the favorite mount of his brother, the god Odin. Controversy has been raised over the origin of the name Loki. It is believed that the name originated from the Norse word logi, meaning flame, but there is no sound linguistic basis for this. Instead, the various variants of the name, such as those found in Scandinavia, come from the Germanic root luk, which means loops, such as Faroes Loki, the Danish Lokemund, the Norwegian Loke and Lokke, and Swedish Luki and Luku. His main characteristics are his wit and lack of weapons. He also rarely engaged in combat. One source claims that he had a pair of magical shoes with him, but other sources have not made this claim. He also didn't have any well-tested items such as garments, vehicles, or charms. In one instance, he was said to have borrowed a magical cloak from the goddess Freya. However, he later returned it. Despite his lack of personal items, he is believed to have been a prominent supplier of them to other gods. He is known to have taken the form of various animals, such as a fly, a salmon, and a flea. He also repeatedly used to be accompanied by an old woman known as Tok, who refused to cry when the god Baldr died. For his crimes against the other gods, the gods eventually obtained a chain from the entrails of his son Narfi. After he had been tied up, a venomous snake drops poison on him, and his wife Sigyn is at his side to catch the venom. When the bowl of venom gets full, Sigyn has to leave her husband's side to empty the bowl. And at this point, drops of venom then fall on Loki. He writhes in pain, and these convulsions cause earthquakes till he breaks free at Ragnarok. The rise of the Germanic revival during the 19th century led to the resurgence of the mythological heroes and baddies of yore, including the likes of Loki. He also appeared in works of art such as Richard Wagner's Der Ring des Nibelungen, in which he was depicted as a servant of the god Odin who betrayed him. In the movies and comic books released by Disney and Marvel, Tom Hiddleston plays the role of Loki. He was depicted as a half-brother of Thor and had a conflicted relationship with him. He resented how much love and attention Thor was receiving, especially from the people of Earth. In the comics and movies released by Disney and Marvel, he was depicted as a master shapeshifter. Unlike in mythology, where he would assume animal forms, he would often take the form of humans in these adaptations. Loki also had a standalone series on the OTT platform Disney+. As you can see, when modern retellings in comics and movies come about, there are differences from the actual story, and it always helps to really focus on the actual mythology rather than the modern retellings to understand the real story and the real meaning behind all these myths. We will be bringing you a lot more such similar characters from Norse mythology and other mythologies from around the world in the days to come. Until then, this is your host Nitin Nair, signing out by reminding you once again that Mythlok is a home of mythology.